Right, so for you, it is the ability to create life, and that's basically what makes you a woman.
What makes you a man? Or would you consider yourself a man?
Y'all see her try to flip it? He asked her a question of what it means to be a woman. She couldn't answer the question. Then they flip it back onto the man. Bro, answer the question, bro. Stop playing games.
Yeah.
The feminist congregation has assembled at Jubilee. Do all feminists think the same? We all know that's not true. At first I thought it was just about women's rights and, you know, them getting equal pay and all that, which is cool. But this now has turned into a hating on men type thing, bro. I'm not really with that. So when I hear the term feminist, bro, it's kind of like the word woke or something. Like, it just kind of cringe at this point. But let's see what they got to say. No need to talk too much. Like and subscribe though. Let's get it.
Right, so for you, it is...
And they got some dudes? Alright, bet.
And that's basically what makes you a woman.
Femininity and womanhood is so much more than just, you know, getting dressed up and putting on makeup and just the way I feel. It's who I am on a biological level.
Alright, let's get it. I'm glad they got some guys on here so I can see the guys' perspective too. I know guys can be feminists too, but you know.
Men can be feminists.
Facts.
3,
we agree.
2, 1, go.
We can agree.
I mean,
okay.
I'm wearing a hoodie that says men can be feminists too. I feel like I have to be over here.
Facts.
I think most men that are feminists are like usually either lazy, virtue signaling, just want to see tits, or access to easy sex.
I think it depends on your definition of feminism. Like modern day feminism, I would say yes.
Facts.
Like traditional feminism, like advocating for, you know, traditional femininity and non-discrimination in the workplace. Like
that's what I'm saying. See the traditional feminism is what I subscribe to. That's what I like. I support the traditional feminism. I got a mom, I got a sister, I got female cousins. Of course, I don't want them to get discriminated in the workplace, and when they go out, they can't get opportunities because of them being a woman. But this modern day stuff, the way these women acting out here, man, talking about we don't need no man and we don't and we can survive without men and all this type of stuff. It's like, bro, no, you cannot. Everything that you use on a daily basis, a man did it. I'm not saying y'all are like useless or something like that. I'm not trying to imply that, but I'm just saying like. The modern day feminists, bro, make it like the whole. I just feel like it's almost like y'all just wanna make it seem that y'all don't need men anymore. Like men are just useless, and we all know that's cap. Cap. Back to the vid.
Those things men can agree with.
I see what you're saying when you're like, there's this performative feminism that a lot of guys do. So if a male feminist is like, oh, I only support like women, and it's just only about that, but he's not even talking about how like feminism needs to support men. Or like trans people or whatever, then there is a performativeness to it.
Thanks.
White feminist voices are too loud.
Way too loud,
3,
nigga.
2,
and shout out to my whites,
1,
but it's
go.
a little different.
There are 2 types of lizard or reptilian kind of beings when they appear on Earth.
I somewhat agree, like, that white feminist voices are too loud, but then I think that they become really good at using black women or black faces when they want to, you know, push their movement further.
I agree that it's probably not balanced, and I think it probably needs to be more equal. I guess the reason why I'm at somewhat disagree is just because I'm hesitant to say that anyone speaking up for their views is too loud.
I think that's fine, and I can definitely see what you're saying. I just hate, like, when some of these movements use black women when it's convenient for them.
There's not discussion about the Latinas immigrant, how they get treated on the feminist movement. You know, it's always about either the pro-choice side or something else that it's more interesting to white.
Interesting. One thing I will say, when it comes to modern day feminism, I kind of think back to like the Sojourner Truth story about how the white women wanted to get the right to vote or something like that. And I don't know if it was right to vote. I don't remember I could be butchering this story, but I remember like it was all like these white ladies wanting to come together trying to get women the right to vote. And then Sojourner Truth came in there and she's talking about like, am I not a woman? I'm stuttering like a. ain't I a woman or something like that, right? Something like that story. And then, but the white ladies at the time didn't want to get the white and black politics or the white and black segregation shit mixed up into what they were trying to fight for. So they were kind of, you know, isolating themselves from Sojourner Truth. So it's kind of like, it was like a battle within another battle. So it was kind of like, so our white voice is too loud. I feel like a lot of times, a lot of issues, especially in the U.S., a lot of issues don't get solved, or there isn't real change unless white people stand up and say something. Like, if I feel like a lot of times if not even just black people, because at this point I feel like black people is just, you know, that's like, it's always like when you say racism, it's always white and black, but it's not always like that. Like, I always kind of think about it, and this could be kind of extreme, but if there's a school shooting and it's all black people gonna feel bad about it, and it kind of just, it's gonna be like oh my God, I mean, they got killed, this and that, and we're gonna move on. When it's an all white kid, or when it's predominantly white kids that get killed or something like that, laws are passed, this and a whole bunch of shit is going on. It's a whole movement that started from it. So I don't know. I could be reaching hella, maybe I am, but I just think that white voices a lot of times they kind of run. But I mean, it is a predominantly white society, but you know, it is what it is.
Think of feminism, you usually think of a white lady, and I think that's still perpetuated, even though there'd be like a lot of black women behind the scenes doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and often are in a lot of civil rights movements. White women have certain rights they need through feminism as other people, but they're just always taken more seriously by everyone.
I feel like, yeah.
I'll read off a list of public figures, and you'll go to your left if you believe the person to be a feminist.
All right,
or
bet.
the right if you
Let's
don't
get it.
think they're a feminist. Kim Kardashian.
Hell no.
I wouldn't say that she isn't a feminist. I don't think that's her number one thing.
She went from doing her show and the whole like sex scandal thing to like, you know, now she's working in law and civil rights.
Man, give Kanye West his credit, bro. That Skims line she got is another branch of Yeezy. I don't care. There ain't no way she pulling that shit off without Kanye. Y'all give Kanye his credit. I know he's going through it in the media right now, but shout out to Ye.
Is a woman that has like done what she's wanted to do.
Amy Coney Barrett.
I don't know who that is.
In my opinion, is like the epitome of a feminist. She's literally like a Supreme Court justice in like the highest court of the land, and she totally disproves the narrative that women have to choose between having a career and a family.
I don't really agree with her a lot on her political stances, but I think more so as just being a role model for women to be on a level of the Supreme Court where it's primarily dominated by men.
Yeah, that's cool.
J.K. Rowling.
3 years ago, I would have said yes, and there's still a lot of reasons I would. She was a single mom, she wrote all the books, she became a billionaire. The reason I would say kind of no now is her just kind of weird anti-trans zealotry
I remember,
she's involved in,
what's his name?
that kind of undercuts a lot of her other feminist stuff.
I mean, I disagree that just for the fact that she expresses her own opinions, that now people like literally crucified her and really want to like put her under and undermine everything she has done, you know?
It's just she has such a big platform that when you're talking like this very extreme stuff about a marginalized group, that's really the issue.
Why should women like with a platform be forced to align with the mainstream narrative of what it means to be a woman and a feminist? Like, why can't her own personal journey be enough?
It really comes down to not that it's an opinion, it's that she's spreading a lot of dangerous misinformation.
But based on what, though? Because you don't agree with it?
No, it's scientific facts. Like, she's just talking about stuff that's incorrect. And her ideas about trans men have affected legislation that harms trans men getting the resources they need.
Hey, I'm Dave. I've been using Lucy Chewing Park for about a year. I use nicotine to level myself out if I'm feeling a little stressed.
Trans women are women.
Shoot.
3, 2,
Sheesh.
1, go.
They really talking about it.
I think we're all just positioned here based on our political beliefs, and as for how we see the LGBTQ.
I mean, I think it's also split between all the men are on that side and all the women are on this side. I know being a woman, that there are certain things that we have to deal with as women that people who are not, you know, biologically women don't have to deal with. I mean, we have to like deal with having our periods and go through that really awkward stage when we're 13.
I ain't got no comment, nigga. Hey, I'm gonna just sit back and watch. I'm just watching.
Trans women live their entire lives as women. They don't.
But I will say this though. I will say this. This is my personal opinion on this. When it comes to being gay, when it comes to being the thing with lesbians, sometimes I feel like women just be doing that to be having fun a lot of times. Guys just don't have like gay phases. Women have lesbian phases and try to just do it for like fun sometimes. So it's kind of weird on the women's side. But I just think that when it comes to you being gay, lesbian, trans, me personally, and this is just how I feel. Don't attack me, but I'm just saying I think that you're born like that. I just think there's no way that, and there could be environmental factors with it, but I just think that when you come out and you're born and you grow up, that's just who you are within. If you feel like you were born in the wrong body, that's just who you are. I just, now why you born like that? I don't know. I ain't got all the answers. I ain't sway, but, it's just like, I think you're just born like that. I think you're just born. If you feel like you're born in the wrong body, then you're born in the wrong body. You can't fight with somebody's feeling on the inside, bro. I try not to get too deep into that because it's just, as long as you're not bothering nobody, you live your life, man. Then leave them alone. But it is what it is.
Then to come up to them and say, "Oh yeah, I see you're doing this, but you're not a woman." It's kind of insulting.
How do you live your life as a woman? Because every single time somebody says that, they name the most stereotypical things. It's like putting on a dress, putting on makeup. It's biological. I was born a woman. I can't be a man.
So
I can't be a man no matter how much I try. I can't be you.
And it's just, chromosomes and that's it?
Are the differences just chromosomes, just having children? That's like so hurtful and discriminatory against women, because femininity and womanhood is so much more than just, getting dressed up and putting on makeup and just the way I feel. It's who I am on a biological level.
Right, so for you, it is the ability to create life, and that's basically what makes you a woman.
What makes you a man? Or would you consider yourself a man?
Y'all see her try to flip it? He asked her a question of what it means to be a woman. She couldn't answer the question. Then they flip it back onto the man. Bro, answer the question, bro. Stop playing games.
Yeah, I was born a man. I behave as a man. I carry myself in society.
So what would I have to do to be a man like you? I want to be a man now.
So we can both agree that our society has things that men generally do, things that women generally do, right? If you start to fall on one side of the spectrum versus the other side of the spectrum, then you're going to be treated as that gender.
I think it's a little obscure that we're looking at it as such a basic requirement, more so that, humans are much more evolved than any other animal, so why are we still using just the requirement of, well, if that person has a penis, he's a male, or that person has a vagina, they're a female?
I think you're a masculine woman or a feminine man. That doesn't make you that gender. And to try to deny just basic biological facts, we all learn this in high school. Let's stop acting like it's something new and different now because it's like the hip thing to say.
I think there's a lot of conflating of being female versus being a woman. Being female is chromosomal, it's what you're born as. Being a woman is a societal construct. They can align, yours obviously all align.
Interesting.
Like you pointed over here, you're like, all the men over here. The first 30 years of my life, I was a woman. I transitioned. It's a disconnect with what you're born as and what you feel you should be.
I kind of knew.
Yes.
Okay. I can believe that. I 100% could believe that. Yeah.
If it was just I just wanted to be a masculine woman, then sure, that's easy to do. But that didn't work. I'm not going to say I'm male. I wasn't born with XY. That'll never change. And no trans person will ever tell you they're biologically born that way. Because if anyone knows anything about biology, it's trans people. That's why they have to get hormones and do all this other stuff. And it doesn't take away your womanhood if someone else is a different type of woman. It's a different experience that shouldn't make you feel less of a woman if you're around, or vice versa.
Do you all feel like the feminist movement should be fighting for trans women within that movement?
I mean, it should be fighting for everyone's genders, whether they're trans women, trans men, cis women, cis men, or non-binary people. That's just part of feminism.
I don't think so. I think it defeats the entire movement.
Every feminist should be pro-choice. 3, 2, 1, go.
I consider myself to be a pro-life feminist, and I think that the idea that we can tell women that they can't identify as feminists unless they say that they're pro-choice goes totally against everything that feminism stands for.
I agree with that, and I think that's actually something that's beautiful.
I hate all these labels, bro. Niggas just live your life. I'm not trying to.
Kind of shows ways that
like
modern
feminism
has kind of been exclusionary.
To be real, I don't even.
Women come from all different.
I don't even like saying I'm black sometimes, cause I'm like, damn, bro. It's like my skin color not even black. I'm brown. You can clearly see I'm brown. I don't like being called brown. Or being called black. I don't like all the labeling, bro. Like, I just think that people should just live their lives, man. But these conversations definitely need to be had, because a lot of people have these opinions and are afraid to speak up.
Speech, regardless of the lifestyle that woman wants to choose.
If you personally feel you're pro-life, that's fine. Feminism as a movement should be pro-choice to allow anyone to choose whatever path they want to have, whether they want to have children or not have children or have abortions or whatever. But if feminism is pro-life, then you've blocked one group of people from choosing whether they want to have abortions or their own family planning.
One of the pushbacks that I would just love to give is I believe that abortion is wildly discriminatory against women and against people with disabilities. Baby girls are aborted at a higher rate, which is so sexist. And so I truly don't think that you can be a feminist who is pro-choice, because these are...
She kind of bad, though, I ain't gonna lie. But when it comes to abortion, and she's talking about it's sexist, that's a lot of female or female kids that get aborted. I really doubt that when the parents or when the mother decides to abort the child, that the gender is a big factor of whether the child gets aborted or not. I don't think so. I really think a lot of the time it's just the economic situation that the mom and dad are in at that point, or unfortunately, SA happened, or somebody got raped, stuff like that. I'm not think like you really think the mom going there thinking like, oh, you know what, is it a boy or a girl? Oh well, if it's a boy, it's gone. If it's a girl, like no, or if it's a girl, I'm getting rid of it. Like I don't think it's that. I don't think women are doing that. Maybe they are though. Y'all let me know in the comments, but I don't think so, man.
Discriminatory practices.
So I am pro-choice. I feel like somebody should have whatever type of choice that they want to make.
I agree.
They should have an equal say as far as, hey, this is my body. I want to be able to have an abortion, or just as equally, I want to say I'm going to have this baby. So, and I do believe it's 100% up to the woman. A feminist should probably be more aligned with giving someone their own choice.
Menstrual products should be free. 3, 2,
I agree.
1, go.
Wow. Okay, I want to see the reasoning.
Provide, for example, on the low-income school, there's a lot of girls that cannot afford them. And they're ashamed to ask for it.
I mean, I personally believe that anything that you didn't, I guess, ask for, like menstrual cycles, or even, I mean, if we get into healthcare, I think that should all be added on.
I believe that everyone should be compensated for their labor, and I believe that creating and producing menstrual products, it's a service, and that people should get paid.
Well, nobody's saying that they won't get paid, because, like you said, you were born a woman. You didn't ask to have periods, so now you have to go out and pay taxes on, you have to pay more taxes than I do, because I don't have to buy tampons.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is this like a pandemic of women like bleeding through their clothes or something? Because I've worked with low-income families. This is never an issue I've ever heard other than on social media. Now, are there instances, or may there be segments in people's lives where they need like things, or they need help, or they need the community to get behind them, absolutely. But I don't think it's this huge crisis that everybody is making it out to be. I just have not seen it.
I don't know. I don't think you should have to pay for stuff like that. Like, if it's a natural, like, I almost look at it. Y'all might look at me funny in the comments for saying this, but I feel like it's almost like in college, bro. Like, why the hell do I have to pay for parking at the school that I go to? Y'all already taking my tuition, books, room and board, food, all that type of stuff. Y'all tell me I gotta pay another extra couple $100 for parking. So I can't even afford to drive to get my education. I can't even afford to park my car to go get an education. I gotta go pay for that too. Like, nigga, like, come on now. But you know, like I said, the U.S. is a corporation, man. It's all about money at the end of the day. They don't really care about. Actually, let's not even go there. Let's get back to the. I should even bring that up.
2, 1, go.
Every woman should be a feminist.
Again, I feel like that kind of goes against everything that feminism stands for by saying that a woman has to think a certain way.
Every woman should be a feminist instead of every woman has to be a feminist. That's kind of why I went to the strongly agree. Yes, you should be a feminist if you're a woman because you should want equal rights.
Going back, I think people have really misinterpreted the word feminism, you know, but
especially in the modern way.
Feminist, but they are. I think to me they are. I don't know any woman that it's not a feminist, but they don't call themselves that because of the extreme feminism. Like, for example, I like to serve my husband. You know, that's something I like. That doesn't make me not a feminist. That's who I am. He likes to do other things, like change my tires. I will never do that. That doesn't mean I'm not a feminist, you know?
And that is officially a wrap, you guys.
Oh, wow.
Hey, man, it's a great video. Shout out to Jubilee again. They make great videos. At the end of the day, man, live your life, bro. Like, these conversations is good to have. You know, it's great because a lot of people have these discussions behind closed doors, and they're afraid to have them because they're afraid to have them in public. Kind of like that's why I kind of like Fresh and Fit, because like everything they tell men to do, most of what they tell men to do, to me, I agree with. And most people are just afraid to talk about it because they know if they say anything, then it's gonna be an issue, and they might get fired, they might get discriminated against in the workplace, whatever that means. But hey, men and women should have equal rights. Y'all, in the workplace, in society, they shouldn't be discriminated against because of their gender. I think most of us can agree with that. But at the end of the day, man, whatever you stand, whatever you black, white, trans, whatever, I don't really give a damn what you are, bro. You're not bothering me. You're not hurting nobody as long as you live in your life, man, and you happy. Then we all good. So I'm gonna leave it there. But make sure y'all like and subscribe. I got more reactions coming, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.